All right, we're live. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make sure. Let's get everybody in here. Let me just make sure that we are actually live. Let's get everybody through those ads and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Well, happy Easter. If you do happen to celebrate it, I still without my cord that I ordered. So I do apologize for the echo. Um, Entering this race, it's very much up in the air. Um, as last night, I'm only doing one line, not entering much. Moving that money to Talladega. Everybody already knows how much I enter on the plate tracks. But right now, I am the guys that I like the most. I talked about it a little bit from in the video yesterday related to the Cup Series, but or in related to the Truck Series, but in the Cup heats, the guys that stood out to me in all the heats were Reddick, Keselowski, Christopher Bell, Eric Jones, Briscoe, uh, Ty Dillon, Busher, Haley, Larson, and Stenhouse. I think the two best cars tonight are going to be Reddick and Bell. That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm probably going to play both those guys on the line just to call it a day. I remember last year I chased place differential. I think last night I was probably too heavy on place differential. I mean, I was on Logano. Poor bastard couldn't even lead the lap. Um, but I do want to try and get the laps led at some point. Um, I don't think Custer necessarily has the car to stay up there. However, we're seeing that if you get on the outside lane, you're going to be fine. Nobody can really get by unless they legit have a faster car. We saw that in the heat race yesterday. When Ty Dillon led, he was able to pull away from the field 10 laps later. Field caught back up to him, but they weren't able to pass him. We saw it with Austin Dillon in heat race number 3. Bad start, caught up to Bubba, basically ran behind Bubba the whole time because you couldn't get by him, and finally got past Bubba with like one to go in the race. That's the concern with me with Custer. If I was building a lot of lines, I'd probably have Custer today. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm playing Reddick and Bell on a line, hoping that one of the two ends up leading the majority of the race. When I go, why am I saying I'm hoping a majority, or I'm hoping one of those two lead? Reddick's direct competition in terms of scoring is Harvick, Hamlin, uh, Chastain, Almirola, and I forgot the other guy back there. Um, it is Truex, Almirola, Harvick, Chastain, Hamlin. Those are um, Reddick's and Bell's direct competition. I would lean towards whoever of Reddick and Bell leads laps. They're most likely going to outscore the guys in the back. I don't see the guys in the back really getting past like 45 points. I don't see them getting to 50 points. I would cut off like Truex getting around 16th. Same thing with Harvick. Same thing with Hamlin. The guy that I actually like the most starting in the back is Ross Chastain. I think he has a better car than these guys are going to have during the long run throughout the race. This is going to be a very long race. We're trying to, at least in the back of the field, project where these guys go. We saw it last night. Like Rhodes legit had the best car. I I was really, really concerned for all the Rhodes ownership when he stayed out, missed pit road under the first stage yesterday, knowing that he would be in the back of the field at the end. He actually was able to pass through the field. That was wildly impressive last night. Rhodes deserved that win. Um, but here, I'm not necessarily sure you're going to be able to pass at all. Track position is going to be absolutely huge. Um, I'm debating almost going more toward, especially on DraftKings, almost leaning more towards just establishing guys that are going to be running inside the top 10 all day. That's why I'm pretty dead set on playing Reddick and Bell together. I like Bell a little bit more, head gun to my head, but those are the two guys that I'm focusing on. And yeah, thank you guys for hopping in. We slowly catch up to the chat. Thank you guys here. I think it was like 15, 18 you guys waiting here for the live show to start. We got 43 right now, 4 minutes in, still gaining viewers. I do appreciate it. Let's see. I kind of inadvertently said what I'm thinking there. I'm thinking one or two. And I hate to say it, man. I really don't know who those lap leaders are going to be. I like it. I like Reddick and Bell to be contenders, but it can be it can be Custer. It can be a lot of the guys starting inside the top 10. And it like Logano last night. My major fear with Logano was that he loses the lead right off the bat, and that's what happened. Didn't even get a chance. Um, so with Custer, there's a chance he loses the lead right off the bat, doesn't even get a lap led. There is another chance that he actually starts the race smart, able to pull away, and he stays up front. Um, I'm not playing Briscoe. I think Bell and Reddick have better cars than Briscoe in the long run, specifically in practice number 2. I know Bell got in the wall a little. Reddick was pretty much the only guy running fully aggressive the entire practice sessions and never got in the wall. Larson starting 5th, not going to be playing Larson. Haley starting 6th. There's a world, we saw it yesterday, and that's why I don't want to lean on, oh man, Haley pulled away from the field, because Ty Dillon did the same thing. It all depends on how these starts go. If you've been to any dirt track, and I apologize if I'm speaking very basic to those that understand dirt track racing, but if you ever go to a dirt track, if there's no yellow, the start dictates the leader. You can have 4 guys. You can have the first 2 rows be stacked full of guys, but that restart is going to dictate who's the leader, because whoever gets the straightaway lead, whoever gets the whole shot entering one, is most likely going to maintain the lead. So that's really what happened to Haley yesterday. There's a world where Haley just runs in the top 10 all day. I'm concerned about that. Like Bowman, Elliott, Logano, Kyle Busch, I don't think they're going to be moving around a whole lot. I think they're going to stay there. The guy that I think offers the most upside in the teens is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I like his car. I like what he's doing. I think Stenhouse can contend for the win. I haven't decided if I'm playing Stenhouse in the one line or not. I really have to weigh what I think the place differential guys are going to do in the back of the field. Like, this is where I got a lot of people right now. So like Truex, I got him projected for 16th. Eric Almirola for 22nd, Harvick for 18th, Ross Chastain for 15th, Denny Hamlin for 19th. If any of those guys really outperform those projections, then certainly they'll be the optimal place differential play. But I can't imagine all 5 of these guys go. I think this is a world where a lot of ownership will center around Truex and Hamlin. Despite the fact I think Chastain is just a good enough play, or just as good as Hamlin and Truex. Almirola is a very interesting play, and this is a race to where if I can at least identify where the chalk is going to be for place differential in the back, so Truex, Harvick, Hamlin, I'm really leaning towards not playing those guys, playing Chastain, maybe even going up and playing Blaney, just to try and get different here. That's really my thought process, because I think everybody's going to try and chase place differential in the back and possibly have 4 of those 5 guys, 4 of those 5 guys starting 30th on back in those lines, and I just want to try and get different. And so that's my main takeaway right now. That's where I'm at. Let's see. Luke, thank you for joining. Yeah, there's a lot of sneaky plays. It all, they're not even really sneaky. It's just due to the fact that if guys fail, like last night, man, the Buddy call, I was worried. I was like, God, dude, Buddy's making me look like an idiot. I was like, Buddy ain't going to finish in the top 10. He ain't going to run well. The guy was running well. And thank God he got wrecked. At least I can celebrate on that. But Buddy, top 4 in ownership, I believe, for the race yesterday. This is a race where I just want to get off ownership, man. I just want to try and get different. Let's see. I kind of mentioned who the chalk is there. I know I'm like going over comments from like 5 minutes ago, but yeah, I'm certainly, I like both of them in a line. I think that's where I'm going to go today. Just try and chase the lap leader. I think it's going to be one of those 2 guys. And yeah, let's see. I talked on Eric Almirola. I don't think anybody's going to really own him. And maybe people do get scared of Eric Almirola because they're like, oh, he wrecked last year. Who knows? This is a situation where I don't know if people are necessarily having all the practice lap data to look at, and they're just kind of going off of the generic, oh, 5-lap averages, 10-lap averages, 15-lap averages, and Almirola is very, very interesting. I like Almirola honestly way more than I like Hamlin and Truex, to be honest with you. We get an ownership discount, what I think is an identical play for much less ownership, and you're paying much less for Eric Almirola. That's where I'm at there. Let's see. Gun to my head between these three guys, I think Stenhouse has the highest likelihood of actually performing inside the top 10 today. Highest scoring, I think it's going to be Harvick. I'm not on Hamilton. The Stenhouse play, because it's Stenhouse. Stenhouse is going to race this aggressive as possible. I think Stenhouse has one of the best 4 cars in the event. I'm just absolutely worried he's going to get caught up in something. That's my main. That's why I don't know what I want to do right now in my line. I'm trying to debate on the final 2 positions, and it's either going to be Stenhouse or not Stenhouse. I'm just really concerned about him getting involved in something. And I'm already chasing lap leaders. I'm already being really aggressive on lap leaders. I don't think people are going to be throwing 2 darts. Or maybe they do, because it is Reddick and Bell. But I think the vast majority of lines are going to chase place differential, and I'm just not sure I want to. I'm just not sure I want to chase the chalk place differential there. And yeah, I'm completely with you there. Same thing as I say with likes. I normally don't bring it up. If you guys want to comment and stuff, it does make the live show a bit easier. But I completely understand if you don't. It is still quite early on Easter Sunday. You know, you a bunch of sinners over here. You're not in church. So, you know, that's where I'm at. I'm not on Larson. I don't want to play Larson. I'm not playing Larson. That's where I'm at there. All right, so I'm not on them. I'm giving Haley the benefit of the doubt of starting up front. Like, same thing with Custer. Like, unless Custer that's why like passing points can be good or bad depending on what heat you're in, depending on where you start. Like, Custer legit drove through the field, but that was a weak field, so he's starting first. When we get to Haley, just ran away with the race, never really got contended. But comparing Haley to Ty Dillon, nobody caught Haley. When you're looking at the heat, you need to look at who was in the heat and why they were able to catch up. But like, Ty Dillon completely faded. If anybody's going to fall into top 10 on the long run, I think it's going to be Ty Dillon. There's a chance that you could argue Justin Haley stays in the top 10 right now. I'm giving him like a 9th place finish. But I wouldn't be shocked if he falls any farther than that. But personally, I'm not on these guys. I would be highly worried about them scoring negative points because, like, let's see real quick. Like Haley right now, I got with 32, but you know, if he continues to drop down through the teens, you're going to see him around 25, 27. You can see Dillon probably around 27, 25, 22, 20, somewhere around there. And so obviously, like, in my opinion, I don't think they're worth the risk of fitting your line. But that's just where I'm at there. Yo, LMFAO, no Larson. Yeah, that's just where I'm at. I think everybody's gonna play Larson, where I would just rather be overweight on Bell and Truex. But then again, like I said, I'm doing one line, basically not purposely mailing this race in, but come on, it's Bristol Dirt. There's edge here, but and it might fucking rain today. They might just end up racing tomorrow. So I just don't. I don't want to change any chalk. Just get me off the chalk. I want to be different. That's just where I'm at there. Yeah, personally, I'm just not on starting the guys up front. Like, if you want to play like a cheap guy that I think does project out well, it's Todd Gilliland. You can make the same argument for Gregson. If you're looking at Ty Dillon and Justin Haley, you need to compare them to Todd Gilliland, who outscores who there. Same thing with Gregson. Like, Gregson has the benefit of starting in the back. He doesn't really have to do anything. He just has to survive. Ty Dillon and Justin Haley have to run up front the entire race. That's the main thing there. Yeah, and so that's the main reason why I'm chasing, just trying to get one of the lap leaders, and I can't fully believe in Custer. Between the practice sessions and the heats, Reddick and Bell look the best. They by far have the best cars. Reddick has done the longest amount of runs on the track that I think is going to race similar to what it's going to race tonight, or whenever they do end up racing. But I think Bell is going to be faster. I think it's between those two guys. That's where I'm at right there. The track is going to hold up way this year than it did last year. So last year, in terms of actually coming up, I think it'll get quite dusty at some point. But in terms of holding up, it's holding up way better than last year. Eric Almirola, and the big wreck that happened last year was due to the fact that the track was starting to come apart. It just wasn't handling well. Personally, I don't think we're going to see a lot of wrecks. I thought it was going to be that case last night. The track did not come apart. It stayed very consistent for the drivers, and so we didn't necessarily see you guys spin out. Whoever asked me about Andrew Gordon, man, I hope you played him, just because that was hilarious seeing him spin out multiple times. I still never saw a replay of the final crash. I'm sure I'll find it at some point. But man, I'm really like, look, shout out to Bristol for the track that they are bringing, despite the fact that they basically have to run on dry dirt. It's running about as best as you can hope for. Last year was a disaster. This year, in terms of what the track is allowing these drivers to do, it's giving them different lanes. But anytime you add banking, you create a top groove where the top's going to be dominant. And when it's a top dominant groove, when you're stuck on the inside, you're going to fall back. You're not going to really be able to pass people unless you're just absolutely not giving a shit, sliding up in front of guys. And I think a lot of these people just want to go home. I really do. Like, I think a lot of these guys just want to get it over with. Like last year, when everybody was on the bottom, everybody was fighting to be on the bottom. You can move people out of the way. Here, if you get on the top side and you just can't get the run on the bottom, you just end up running either side by side, giving each other enough room, or you just completely spread out. They caught the back of the field really quick last night. I think it's going to be the same thing here. I think it's going to be a lap turner. I really, really do. So I don't think we see a lot of wrecks. Could be proven wrong. And if we're proven wrong, well, then the place differential plays are going to come through. If they do come through, that's why I most likely want to be on Chastain and Eric Almirola versus Hamlin, Harvick, and Truex, just because I think that's where the ownership's going to come in at. And so I don't think we necessarily see a high DNF rate. So that's where we're at there. Good morning, Phil. Thank you for joining. Like I said, I do apologize for the echo, guys. I understand there is an echo. Not my normal setup. If you're new here, I'm out of town this week and next week. I'll be back in good old Tejas, actually in Lubbock, after Talladega. But that's where we're at there. Good morning, Dave. Happy Easter to everybody. Happy Easter. So like, here's the situation. I called this shit when we were talking about it on the post qualifying, post practice video on Friday. Austin Dillon looks good in practice. Most likely going to pass a couple cars in the heat races. Ends up scoring quite a few passing points in the heat race. He's going to start 12th. At that place, there is absolutely nowhere to go for DFS wise for Austin Dillon. He's starting 12th. He has a good car, but he doesn't have a top 8 car. Okay, he's not going to compete for a win. He's not going to get laps led. He's not going to get fast laps. He's in a no man's land, and he's in a range where he's dead. He's not going to be outscoring really anyone to make him a play. Like right now, I got him projected for 33 points. That's not crazy. You know, hell, even bumping with like 37, still not like outscoring people, and that's going to be like a great day IRL for Austin Dillon. And so a lot of these guys, like in terms of not being playable, in my opinion, I think it's Bowman, Elliott, Logano, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, um, Kurt Busch. I think that's a no man's land. I think they're going to be outscored by people regardless if they have a good day or not. So that's a takeaway there. 57 of you guys here on Easter Sunday. I do appreciate you being here. Um, let's see. I'm hoping that they just run. I really hope they just run the race tonight, and so we don't have to worry about anything. If it gets soaked, I wish, man, dude. Honest to God, if they came back, if they do this again, I would not be angry if they did this again from an entertainment standpoint because I like what they did with the track this year. I just wish let's get rid of the windshields. Let's actually water the track, and this would be a fucking awesome race to watch. Um, but I think the track's gonna be fine as long as we don't get any more rain. It's certainly not coming apart like it did last year in terms of all the series. You can see that it's very much sticking together. Um, I only worry about overheating if they do end up running tomorrow. Um, and mechanical failures, it's if you get in the wall, you're dead. That's how it is, man. You get that right rear in the wall, you're breaking shit in the right rear. You hit the wall in the front, you're breaking shit in the right front. Look at it, man. I'm more confident in stuff not breaking on its own. But if you get in the wall, you're absolutely done. Good morning. There we go. Follow his instructions. You can. No, you do not have to play Dill. We got a lag going on right now. We got we got a huge comments. Man, how professional! What because StreamYard is wanting to. We're just running the issue. Same thing. Like I said, I'm out of town. Don't hate on me too much here. Okay, we working now. We're no longer lagging. All right, cool. I don't get to play Gillen, but I think he is by far the best cheap play. We need to get down there. Blaney, Gregson, or Harvick. I mean, I'm assuming you're playing Gillen in both these. Um, Highest scoring between those guys, projected wise, is going to be Hamlin and Harvick. Um, Hell yeah, we're slowly getting the stuff out there, man. As long as we get done saying Gilly Gang, because that stuff's so freaking stupid. Um, I'm not playing. I'm not playing tricks. You know, if he blows the door off the field, if he works away in the top 10, you know, everybody's gonna own him. That's how it's gonna be. Um, I'm just playing stuff. Apologize. I'm hoping the stream isn't just dying here. And we're back to anyway. Chastain did this last time with fantasy NASCAR. So let me do a little Google search on you because I have. And you're hitting all the you know. Why? I'm not mad at you. This is not me like talking shit about you. I'm just curious, like, why take that name and then not have anything uploaded? You know, what is this? More info. Let's check this out. We are completely joined in 2020. 25 subscribers. Nothing there. What's the plan here? We just kind of holding on this name, waiting for something to happen here. It's always very interesting to see these new names come out of nowhere. And we're just gonna keep that. I think I gotta stop picking comments up. I think, I don't know if the Gillen stinks theory is good. The guy is not, you know, Jesus Jeff Hammond, but I got the sumbitch projected for 31 points today, and that's pretty good value. Good morning, Eagles. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna, you know, like, I'm very much at a crossroads. I either want this race, I want NASCAR to come back here next year, no windows, or have this just be a complete disaster again for the second year in a row and just have me laugh. If the track is heavy and guys are overheating, anybody seventh on back is going to overheat. Same thing. Worst case scenario, we rain. They can't get the moisture out of the track. They go racing early, or they have to postpone this to really late tomorrow. And it acts like the first heat for the trucks yesterday, and people behind people end up overheating within like the first 40 seconds. We can't do anything about it. That's why this question is why. Hey, if you have more than one entry today, just back out, just save the money. Enter your line, so if you care about your crowns or your achievements or whatever crap you're worried about, play your one line. And after that, just back up, and then you can join me next week and play $400 on the fucking cup race. So, yeah, we'll enjoy the day. There we go. Like I said, I can't take that off. Let's see. I'm glad the echo is not a problem. I know it's there. I can't do anything about it right now. I do apologize. Hopefully we'll get the cord so I can do 1 week of not doing an echo here. That's funny, dude. I got to bring this up. I'm afraid it's going to get stuck on the screen. Head-to-head between the two, probably Brett Michaels, but, you know, that's where I would go. Let's see. And it's, you know, the reason I brought that up, because I saw Sterling's comment, that was not as vile as we've seen. I typically don't acknowledge the bad comments and stuff, but if you think that that's effed up, and I know you've watched my stuff, Sterling, I have said numerous jokes about 9/11 with a very straight face, and so I don't think that's necessarily an effed up thing. If anything, Rip is being, he's holding himself back for Easter, and that's the main reason why I did bring it up on screen, because normally I don't acknowledge his stuff. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I like the idea of just trying to nail a lap leader. I think if you're fine there, that's going to help you survive a lot of the chaos that happens in this race. But yeah, let's see. Going through guys that I think are actually playable. The pool, I mean, it's a pretty decent sized pool just because the place differential can come through. Like I said, personally, I'm just trying to get off of Truex, Harvick, and Hamlin, and trying to use Almirola and Chastain as a leverage play off those guys. But all 5 of those guys are in play. I think Gregson's in play. I think LaJoie's in play. Blaney's fine in the range because I think lineups are going to lean towards that price range, and Blaney's the best one there. I think Gillen's fine. I think Cindric is fine. Stenhouse and Buescher are looking fine. If you're feeling like you really want to play Dillon and you do believe in him, having a car I would play Dillon if you're going to lean on him actually contending for a win. Outside of that, I'm going to say no. Haley, if you want to play the game of he's going to maintain his track position, which I think he'll be fine at the start of the race. I'm concerned about what these guys do late in stage 3, and what these guys go through after restart after restart after restart. And another thing is, yeah, sure, it's dirt track race. We don't have it, but NASCAR, if you're going to use the damn choose cone, you might as well just use it at every track. Who cares if it's super speedway? Who cares if it's a road course? Who cares if it's a dirt track? Because the outside lane is where you want to be on the restart, man. It's just like the olden days, the good old days, man. You either want to just dumb luck yourself and start on the inside, or dumb luck yourself starting on the outside. And if you start on the inside lane, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed right off the bat. I have no idea about LaJoy. LaJoy has been one of the most outspoken guys this week on not wanting to come back. And so anybody who is outspoken that much about this, I don't necessarily want to play. And so that's why I'm not on LaJoy. And he doesn't project out that well for me. But that's really where I'm at. Like I said, man, entering one line. So and if I was entering multiple lines, I would just use the same pool. Like, it's not like I'm entering one line and not caring about the race. It's just, my main goals right now are to try and get a lap leader and try and, like, look, in a race where it's hard to project, hard to get a feel of where you want to go. We've seen time and time again this year, last year, whatever the case was, people go to the place differential plays because that's the easier play, that's the safer play, and they have to do less stuff to work out, and they can have bad things happen to them and they don't kill your line. So that's why I lean towards, despite the fact I don't think Hamlin's going to run particularly well today, despite the fact I think Truex ends up running in the high teens today, I think Harvick ends up running in the high teens today. I think a lot of people are going to go to those guys versus the guys who can actually, compete for the win. That's why I'm running Reddick and Bell in a line together. That's why I'm really considering running Stenhouse together, because I think people are going to be on the fence about Stenhouse. And if everybody's shoving in the place differential plays, it's difficult to get Stenhouse, or the high dollar place differential plays. It's hard to get Stenhouse in your lines. So that's where I'm at. I'm not confident. I mean, have you ever watched the dirt race in NASCAR? They've been that way for a very long time. Family man. Yeah, I mean, I look, everybody's ran a dirt race, man. Big Rip, Stenhouse is a good guy. Nobody talks about Stenhouse, man. We go to the Chili Bowl every damn year, and it's like, oh, it's the Larson and Bell show. Who else is making the field every year? It's Stenhouse Jr. But Stenhouse runs 11th in that race, and nobody cares about him. Meanwhile, we got Larson, and Bell being beat by a new guy, and everybody's still focusing on Larson and Bell. Stenhouse is a good dirt track racer. That's why I have him written down. That's why I have him listed as a car that I think can win the event. But Stenhouse is going to race aggressive. Stenhouse is going to be there, and maybe that's what you want. Maybe you do want an aggressive guy. What's the line that I'm at right now? What did I end up going with? I don't remember, because if I go, let me see real quick. Do I have Stenhouse in this line? I don't think I do. Let's see, because I know exactly. Kurt, but then looking at my last driver in, using Stenhouse, and personally for my line. Damn, maybe I do need to play Stenhouse. I think people are gonna overlook Stenhouse more and more now, and more that I look at it. I like Stenhouse more and more. I'm just so the heat. Probably had a better car. He had the probably second best car in Heat 4 compared to Larson. And Stenhouse just got to do. But that's where we're at there. Yeah, still, I mean, you're just bringing up everything we're all aware of. It's more so what is like. Let's look at projections wise here. I probably need to open up my sheet here. Let's say again. Let's end the live show talking about Stenhouse here. Right, crazy. All right. Let's see. I got Stenhouse getting a top 10. I think I'd give him 8th at the moment right here. Either way, 43 points. Who is he racing directly against? I think he's racing against Blaney. He's certainly racing against Almirola and Chastain. I got Chastain outscoring Stenhouse today. I don't have Almirola outscoring him. Okay, so we get to that. When we get to our last guy in, because at least with the bill that I have, once I have everybody in, I have over $7,000 left as my last guy. That's the main hurdle that I have to get by with Stenhouse, because I like a combination of a higher owned driver and a value play than the combination of playing Stenhouse and the last driver that I would go with. That's my main predicament right there. But I don't mind Stenhouse at all. I think I really just need to shut up and lean towards where these guys are going to finish. And I think Stenhouse is going to be running inside the top 10 at the end of the race. So that's my little discussion in my head there. So even when they said that, they're still breaking, man. And I'm not yelling at you, but it was very funny when Mike Joy was like, "Yeah, NASCAR finally gave the teams an option to run a stronger tow league and stuff." Okay, it's still gonna break, man. These guys are like, it doesn't just come from that going. It comes from these cars being so sensitive. As I said, in January, you're running 4 corners that could easily be destroyed. And let's not forget, we're hitting concrete here. We're hitting a concrete wall. Anything like that is not going to give, man. You can keep playing. We're going to move that wall all you want today, but that concrete wall is not going to give. That's my main worry there. I hate that line, Dave. Personally, just me. That's where I'm at there. That's where. Oh, are you kidding me? Probably him spinning is the best case situation. It guarantees Stenhouse. Like, this is why I like Stenhouse over Hamlin, over Martin Truex Jr. They're all identical plays. Chastain is cheaper. We saw Chastain running pretty decent in his heat. He just spun out, pushed too hard, then almost got creamed by Suarez or whoever. I mean, they almost nailed him. But Stenhouse finishing dead last, probably the best thing for me, because I like the idea of playing, or not Stenhouse. Chastain spin was probably the best thing that could have happened, because I was on board playing Chastain before he spins out. Locks guarantees a pretty safe floor compared to other guys. I'm perfectly fine with that. And if you like aggressive guys and you're not playing Stenhouse, play Chastain for sure. But I do like the idea of playing both those guys together. I love Chastain. I think Chastain is one of the best plays tonight. I don't see him necessarily spinning out, to be honest with you. I think he just did that because he was pushing it all in that heat race. 67 of you guys here. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I like, and I haven't listened. Like I said, I don't really listen to other people's stuff anymore, and certainly not this week. I just haven't had time. But I have to imagine people are going to flock to Truex, Harvick, and Hamlin. If you want to get really interesting, I think I went this way last year. It didn't work out. But I don't remember if we had necessarily as popular drivers in the back as this year. But I wonder how many people are going to do one lineup chasing the lap leader and then Truex, Hamlin, Harvick, Chastain together. That's just an interesting thought. I just want to try and nail a lap leader. Not going to kill myself too hard on if things don't go that way. Like I said, we got way more. I got way more going on for Talladega next weekend than this race here. And that's really it. Been live for around 40 minutes. I can tell, not only from how I'm talking, but how the comments are going. Everybody's kind of like meh about this week. There's not one big like lean. There's not real one place to go about it. Martinsville last. Well, let's talk about Martinsville real quick. I don't know what everybody's complaining about in terms of them not being able to pass at Martinsville. Biased, but there was races where Keselowski led the entire race in the past, in the last like probably 6 years. Remember when Truex would lead the entire race at Martinsville? I don't understand the whole like, oh, these cars like yes, passing is hard in these cars, but that's what do you guys want? What else do you more want? No cautions at Richmond. Nearly no cautions at Martinsville. That's real racing. And for fantasy stuff, for betting, you should lean. You should pray for races like that. They're the easiest races to project for because they don't get stupid late. I don't understand why everybody's hating on the Martinsville race. Now, granted, like I said, it could be a bit biased because personally, I think that's the greatest fucking Martinsville race of all time. But I mean, that's the type of racing we want. I don't want BS yellows. And the fact that was it Gillen? Whoever hit the wall in Martinsville late in that race, and the fact that NASCAR just threw the yellow in a situation where I don't think it would have just thrown the yellow that fast. They almost threw the yellow before he was even in the wall. But yeah. Oh, you don't have to do that, family man. It's all right. If you get an autograph, feel free to give. You don't have to send it to me or anything. But I do appreciate that. But you don't got to do that. However, with the Garage Pass, hope you have a good time. Thinking of going to Talladega in the fall. But we'll see. But I do appreciate the offer. I do appreciate that. Feel free to message me on Twitter, but I don't think I'll take you up on stealing your autograph and stuff. Don't worry about it. I just like doing live shows and stuff, talking to people. Yeah, last week was really good. I'm very happy with how that race played out. I'm very happy with how the projections did and everything. Oh yeah, it was McDowell. I completely forgot it was McDowell. For whatever reason, I thought it was Gillen. Let's see. Yeah, well, good morning to you as well. We've kind of already talked about this. I think Gillen projects out to be probably the best play in that range. I don't think you necessarily have to go that low today. I am curious once we get back to real tracks to see what DraftKings does with the men's salary because they've been pushing it higher and higher to $5,000, but they've been lowering the ceiling, so it's not making a difference. I would love. I mean, I like the way it was to where start pricing guys up, either embrace the balanced salaries because it's fun to build lineups like that, or make men's salary 4,500 again and make the top guys like 12.2, 11.8, somewhere around there. Right now, we're not really able to see what DraftKings is really trying to implement if they keep doing these balanced lines. And then men's salaries, I think this week it's 4,900. But they're, yeah, kind of on a rant there. Either way, Gillen projects out fine. I think Gregson's a great pivot off him. I very much agree with what you said there. Yeah, I think that's about where we're at. Yeah, I've talked about everything I was going to. I've already talked about Ty Gibbs and Sam Mayer stuff. I've already talked about Martinsville last week. Um, F1 that was pretty damn brutal. Max is that's bad luck with it's Leclerc's championship to lose right off the bat. Kind of makes the season pretty dumb. Not dumb, but the race for the championship kind of boring when it's pretty much already now stuff can happen to Leclerc and Max can certainly catch up, but I don't think Red Bull can contend for the championship anymore this year. If Leclerc struggles, then it's probably going to be a Mercedes championship. Um, I was hoping that it'd be a little more head to head there, and it's a shame that Max keeps having issues there. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know about that, man. I don't know if I want to be around those types of people that much. I'm not much of a partier to begin with. Maybe one time. Still got to work. I still got to make lessons. I want to just be surrounded by. Um, so okay, well, as we can clearly tell, we're kind of just like shooting the breeze right now. Just letting people, kind of hang in and come in. I can bring, like I said, we keep having issues with good old Streamyard right now. The Matt Benedetto incident, which is very very funny. Yeah, sure. With the NASCAR cars and the way these bumpers are, very rare. I can't remember having that happen with a NASCAR stock car. In dirt, I see it happen all the time. Not all the time, but you go to a track or you watch anything long enough, you usually see bumpers get stuck together at some point, and it's very much. And that as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, these freaking goobers aren't going to be able to get these cars separated for at least 10 minutes because on dirt, you pretty much like just rip the two cars apart. Like that's you understand as the driver, the crew, the team. Damn, the cars are stuck together. You got to rip them apart. Um, but the fact that NASCAR basically had one dude there with like a little handsaw there, I think it was probably like 10 minutes or something. I don't remember how long it was, but it was enough for me to go up, do dishes, and be like, "Are they still working on it?" That's fine. I don't expect them to get it done anytime soon. Um, let's see. Out there, can you guys hear that? Anyway, I mean, it's 3 races out of 23, but god damn it, dude, it sucks so much that Red Bull Max has basically lost all his mulligans right off the bat in the season, and he hasn't even had a bad race, just been mechanical failures. The look at the points really quick. I know we're getting really off topic here. Um, we're just kind of just shooting the breeze, enjoying hanging out together on a Easter. This is just off my brain, off my head. Like I knew Leclerc was the fucking leader, but Leclerc has 71 points. Yeah, sure, F1. I'll let you track me as whatever you need me to do, just so I can look at this. Leclerc has 71 points. George Russell, the second most consistent driver this season, 31. It's done. It's Leclerc's to lose right off the bat. If he's him, I don't even give a shit about winning damn races. Just let me finish in the points each week, and it's over. It's absolutely over. His teammate, that's Leclerc. Seriously, just don't. You got you can fucking finish dead last in like 2 races, you'll be fine. Actually, if out the points in 2 races, you'll be fine. Just continuously finishing the points, you're the championship leader. It's unbelievable. That's the main drawback with F1 of why I would never really watch it used to, just because like last year was close. When you look at the points last year, at least it went back and forth. But you get seasons like this to where it's kind of already done. Um, it's insane. Uh, that's the main that's the main we've talked enough about the dirt. Light, move it over to Talladega or a future race. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm sure I'll put up a video for Talladega at some point this week, but it's Talladega. You already know what I do. So maybe we'll just be talking some more. Either way, thank you for joining me. Enjoy your Easter. Enjoy hanging out with your family and